Today we are meeting with Sahana, who is going to read the Triple Forces from Savitri. And we're beginning with what page?
503? 503. 503?
503, beginning with page 503. Please begin again.
O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. To share the suffering of the world I came. I draw my children's pangs into my breast. I am the nurse of the dolour beneath the stars. I am the soul of all who wailing writhe under the ruthless harrow of the gods. I am woman, nurse, and slave and beaten beast. I tend the hands that gave me cruel blows, the hearts that spurned my love and zeal I serve. I am the courted queen, the pampered doll. I am the giver of the bowl of rice. I am the worshipped angel of the house. I am in all that suffers and that cries.
Now you were doing very well with I am. You could feel. But the last one you didn't quite get. I am in all that suffer. Okay? Just that last line.
I am in all that suffers and that cries. Mine is the prayer that climbs.
Mine is the
Prayer.
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 Yes.
Mine is the prayer that climbs in vain from earth. I am traversed by my creature's agonies. I am the spirit in a world of pain. The scream of tortured flesh and tortured hearts, fallen back on heart and flesh, unheard by heaven, has rent with helpless grief and wrought my soul. I have seen the peasant burning in his hut. I have seen the slashed corpse of the slaughtered child, heard woman's cry, ravished and stripped and haled, amid the bayings of the hellhound mob. I have looked on, I had no power to save. I have brought no arm of strength to aid or slay. God gave me love, He gave me not His force. I have shared the toil of the yoked animal drudge, pushed by the goad, encouraged by the whip. I have shared the fear-filled life of bird and beast, its long hunt for the day's precarious food, its coward slink and crouch and hungry prowl, its pain and terror seized by beak and claw. I have shared the daily life of common men, its petty pleasures and its petty cares, its press of troubles and haggard horde of ills. Earth's trail of sorrow, hopeless of relief, the unwanted, tedious labor without joy, and the burden of misery and the strokes of fate. I have been pity, leaning over pain, and the tender smile that heals the wounded heart, and sympathy, making life less hard to bear. Man has felt near my unseen face and hands. I have become the sufferer and his moan. I have lain down with the mangled and the slain. I have lived with the prisoner in his dungeon cell. Heavy on my shoulders weighs the yoke of time, nothing refusing of creation's load. I have borne all, and know I still must bear. Perhaps when the world sinks into a last sleep, I too may sleep in dumb, eternal peace. I have borne the calm indifference of heaven, watched nature's cruelty.
Just that last line. It's not indifference, it's indifference. Indifference.
Indifference.
Indifference.
Indifference.
Yes, that's it. I have borne the calm indifference of heaven.
I have borne the calm indifference of heaven, watched nature's cruelty to suffering things, while God passed silent by, nor turned to help. Yet have I cried not out against his will, yet have I not accused his cosmic law, only to change this great hard world of pain. A patient prayer has risen from my breast. A pallid resignation lights my brow. Within me a blind faith and mercy dwell. I carry the fire that never can be quenched, and the compassion that supports the suns. I am the hope that looks towards my God who never came to me till now. His voice I hear that ever says, I come. I know that one day he shall come at last.
She sees. Change your voice. She sees.
She ceased,
Yes.
and like an echo from below, answering her pathos of divine complaint, a voice of wrath took up the dire refrain, a growl of thunder or roar of angry beast. The beast that crouching growls within man's depths, voice of tortured titan, once a god. This also we haven't done. We used to generally go to the Madonna directly. You want me to do it once?
You mean you'd start with O Savitri?
Yes.
Yeah. But we can lead into it and you can try this.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's good because basically you're setting the scene for this second voice.
Right. On past she,
On past she,
on past she, in her spirit's upward route,
route.
upward route. An ardent grandeur climbed mid ferns and rocks. A quiet wind flattered the heart to warmth. A finer perfume breathed from slender trees. All beautiful grew, subtle and high and strange. Here on a
Change your voice a little bit here. Here on a boulder.
here on a boulder. Boulder. Here on a boulder, carved like a huge throne, a woman sat in gold and purple sheen, armed with trident and the thunderbolt. Her feet upon a couchant lions back. Her feet upon a couchant lion's back. A formidable smile curved round her lips. Heaven fire laughed in the corners of her eyes. Her body a mass of courage and heavenly strength. She menaced the triumph of the nether gods.
It's an accent on menaced, not menaced, but menaced.
Menaced. She menaced.
No, she menaced.
She menaced.
Yes.
She menaced. She menaced the triumph of the nether gods.
Triumph.
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 Umph.
Umph.
Triumph.
Triumph.
I'm not hearing the umph.
Triumph.
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 Umph.
Umph.
Triumph.
Triumph.
Okay.
Triumph. Triumph. Umph. She menaced the triumph of the net.
Triumph.
Triumph.
Triumphant. Triumph.
Triumph.
There it is.
Triumph. She menaced the triumph of the nether gods. A halo of
Halo.
a halo.
Yeah, halo.
A halo of lightnings flamed around her head. A sovereignty
and
sovereignty, a great cestus zoned her robe. A majesty and victory sat with her, guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield, against the flat equality of death and the all-leveling insurgent night, the hierarchy of the ordered powers, the high changeless values, the peaked eminences of eminences,
is correct.
the privileged aristocracy of aristocracy, the privileged aristocracy of truth, and in the governing ideal's sun, the triumvirate,
Triumvirate.
triumvirate,
Triumvirate.
triumvirate,
God, good.
triumvirate, triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss, and the sole autocracy of the absolute light, august on her seat in the inner world of mind, the mother of might looked down on passing things, listened to the advancing tread of time, saw the irresistible wheeling of the suns, and heard the thunder of the march of God. Amid the swaying forces in their strife, sovereign was her word of luminous command, her speech like a war cry rang or a pilgrim chant. A charm restoring hope in failing hearts aspired the harmony of her puissant voice.
Now, what we have to see here is something that you should be pleased with. The fact that studying so much of the rhythm and the pronunciation of Savitri, you were able to read something for the first time with very few mistakes. That's something that I should congratulate you on.
Thank you.
You can see the difference now.
Yes.
How Savitri is becoming more real to you. Not just words,
Right.
but vibrations, mantric vibrations. And you're beginning to feel that. This is wonderful. So now you begin with the second Madonna.
O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down into the human world, and the movement watched by an unsleeping eye, and the dark contrariety
Yes.
and the dark contrariety of earth's fate, and the battle of the bright and somber powers. I stand upon earth's paths of danger and grief, and help the unfortunate and save the doomed. To the strong I bring the guerdon of their strength. To the weak I bring the armor of my force. To men who long I carry their coveted joy. I am fortune, justifying the great and wise by the sanction of the plaudits of the crowd, then trampling them with the armed heel of fate. My ear is lean to the cry of the oppressed. I topple down the thrones of tyrant kings. A cry comes from proscribed and hunted lives, appealing to me against a pitiless world, a voice of the forsaken and desolate, and the lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. Men hail in my coming the Almighty's force, or praise with thankful tears His Saviour grace. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world, and slay the ogre in his blood-stained den. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong, and Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate. I wear the face of Kali when I kill, trample the corpses of the demon hordes. I trample the corpses of the demon hordes. I am charged by God. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. Uncaring, I serve His will who sent me forth, reckless of peril and earthly consequence. I reason not of virtue and of sin, but do the deed He has put into my heart. I fear not for the angry frown of heaven. I flinch not from the red assault of hell.
Assault.
Assault of hell.
It's no Z, but it's assault.
Assault of hell. I crush the opposition of the gods, tread down 1,000,000 goblin obstacles. I guide man to the path of the divine, and guard him from the red wolf and the snake. I set his mortal hand.
Set in his mortal hand.
I set in his mortal hand my heavenly sword.
No W. Sword.
Sword. I set in his mortal hand my heavenly sword, and put on him the breastplate of the gods. I break the ignorant pride of human mind, and lead the thought to the wideness of the truth. I rend man's narrow and successful life, and force his sorrowful eyes to gaze at the sun, that he may die to earth and live in his soul. I know the goal. I know the secret route. I have studied the map of the invisible worlds. I am the battle's head, the journey's star. But the great obstinate world resists my word, and the crookedness and evil in man's heart is stronger than reason, profounder than pit.
Than the pit.
Than the pit.
You're reading this after some time, so there's a little nervousness. I understand.
Yeah.
Just take it slow. You're doing fine. But the great obstinate world.
But the great obstinate world resists my word, and the crookedness and evil in man's heart is stronger than reason, profounder than the pit, and the malignancy of hostile powers puts craftily back the cloak of destiny, and mightier seems than the eternal will. The cosmic evil The cosmic evil is too deep to unroot. The cosmic suffering is too vast to heal. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. A few I save, the mass falls back unsaved. A few I help, the many strive and fail. But my heart I have hardened, and I do my work. Slowly the light grows greater in the east. Slowly the world progresses on God's road. His seal is on my task. It cannot fail. I shall hear the silver swing of heaven's gates when God comes out to meet the soul of the world.
Okay, so basically, your stronger voice is coming through very well. But you haven't read it very closely for a while, and so you missed some words that you already know. But I'd say quite good. And now we have to change our voice for the third Madonna. The first Madonna, you were rather quiet, and I think that's definitely acceptable. The second is very strong.
Yes.
And now we have to go to the third. Give me the line.
Ascending, if you want to start from the setting the scene.
Okay, let's do that, yes.
5:14, ascending.
5,
14.
5:14. 5:14.
Yes, right there. Ascending. Yeah.
Okay. And now this is a very quiet, sort of quiet, calm. She's ascending still. She's coming into this high and happy space. And the wind is still, the fragrance is back in the air. The birds are singing, the bees are murmuring. So you have to tell this as a story. You can tell it to me.
Ascending still her spirit's upward route, she came into a high and happy space, a wide tower of vision whence all could be seen, and all was centered in a single view. As when by distance separate scenes grow one, and a harmony is made of hues at war. The wind was still, and fragrance packed the air. There was a carol of birds and murmur of bees.
Good.
And all that is common and natural and sweet, yet intimately divine to heart and soul.
Very good.
A nearness thrilled of the spirit to its source, and deepest things seemed obvious, close and true. Here, living center.
Say, here, not here, but here.
Here.
One is here. Here, living center.
Here, living center
Yes.
of that vision of peace, a woman sat in clear and crystal light. Heaven had unveiled its luster in her eyes. Her feet were moonbeams, her face was a bright sun. Her smile could persuade,
No, persuade.
persuade,
Persuade.
persuade. Her smile could persuade a dead, lacerated
It's
heart.
actually persuade.
Per-
Persuade.
Persuade,
Yeah.
persuade,
The accent is a little more on suede. Persuade.
persuade,
Yes.
persuade. Persuade. Her smile could persuade a dead, lacerated heart to live again and feel the hands of calm. A low music heard became her floating voice. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down to the wounded, desolate earth to heal her pangs and lull her heart to rest and lay her head upon the mother's lap, that she may dream of God and know His peace and draw the harmony of higher spheres into the rhythm of earth's rude, troubled days. I show to her the figures of bright gods and bring strength and solace to her.
Solace.
Yes,
Solace.
yes, solace. And bring strength and solace to her struggling life. High things that now are only words and forms.
Yes, you broke that line a little too much. High things that now are only words and forms I revealed to her.
High things that now are only words and forms I reveal to her in the body of their power. I am peace that steals into man's war-worn breast. Amid the reign of hell, his acts create a hostel where heaven's messengers can lodge. I am charity with the kindly hands that bless. I am silence mid the noisy tramp of life. I am knowledge pouring on her cosmic map. In the anomalies of the human heart, where good and evil are close bedfellows, and light is by darkness dogged at every step, where his largest knowledge is an ignorance. I am the power that labors towards the best and works for God and looks up towards the heights. I make even sin and error stepping stones, and all experience a long march towards light. Out of the inconscient, I build consciousness and lead through death to reach immortal life. Many are God's forms, by which he grows in man. They stamp his thoughts and deeds with divinity, uplift the stature of human clay.
Of the human clay.
Uplift the stature of the human clay, or slowly transmute it into heaven's gold. He is the good for which men fight and die.
So you can also read it as He is the good. He is the war. He is freedom. And you can also read it, He is freedom. He is valor. So you have to feel how it's best for your voice. So in the first one, I would say, He is the good. He is the war. Okay?
Yes.
So carry on.
He is the good for which men fight and die. He is the war of right with tightened wrong. He is freedom rising deathless from pyre. From her pyre. He is valor.
No, valor.
Valor.
Did you make a
Pyre.
note of that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
He is valor guarding still the desperate pass, or lone and erect on the shattered barricade, or a sentinel in the dangerous echoing night. He is the crown of the martyr.
No, martyr.
Martyr?
Martyr.
Martyr? Yes, martyr. He is the crown of the martyr burned in flame, and the glad resignation of the saint, and courage and courage indifferent to the wounds of time, and the hero's might wrestling with death and fate. He is wisdom incarnate on a glorious throne, and the calm autocracy of the sage's rule. He is the high and solitary thought, aloof above the ignorant multitude. He is the prophet's voice, the sight of the seer. He is beauty, nectar of the passionate soul. He is the truth by which the spirit lives.
And I would say that He is the truth.
He is the truth by which the spirit lives. He is.
So you can change the accent a bit. The intonation can change also, because iambic pentameter doesn't have to be always da-da, 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 da-da. We know that already. So you can say that He is the prophet's voice. You can also say He is the prophet's voice, according to how you feel it coming down into you. Begin with He is. He is the prophet's voice.
He is the prophet's voice, the sight of the seer. He is beauty, nectar of the passionate soul. He is the truth by which the spirit lives. He is the riches of the spiritual vast, poured out in healing streams of indigent life. Yes. Poured out in healing streams on.
Poured out in healing streams. Poured out in these healing streams on what?
On indigent life. Poured out in healing streams on indigent life. He is eternity, lured from hour to hour. He is infinity in a little space. He is immortality in the arms of death. These powers.
And I have to change a little bit.
Right.
These powers I am.
These powers I am, and at my call they come. Thus, slowly, I lift man's soul nearer the light. But human mind clings to its ignorance, and to its littleness the human heart, and to its right to grief the earthly life. Only when eternity takes time by the hand, only when infinity weds the finite's thought, can men be free. Can man be free from himself and live with God. I bring, meanwhile, the gods upon the earth. I bring back hope. Okay, yeah. I bring, meanwhile, the gods upon the earth. I bring back hope to the despairing heart. I give peace to the humble and the great, and shed my grace on the foolish and the wise. I shall save earth if earth consents to be saved. Then love shall at last, unwounded, tread earth's soil. Man's mind shall admit the sovereignty of truth, and body bear the immense descent of God.
Now, the word is sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
So if you look at the word and break it up, sovereign, someone who is sovereign is very powerful.
Right.
But in a good way. So it's sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Yes.
Sovereignty.
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 No, not infinity. See, that's infinity is wrong.
Yeah, sovereignty.
See, there's just inti. I-G-N-T-Y. Inti.
Sovereignty.
Yes.
Sovereignty.
Yes, you got it. Now, you have read for 45 minutes. Are you tired?
No, just 2 minutes will do. Just a little.
Pardon?
I'll just take a water break and then we can do a little more.
What would you like to do of those three voices?
Of the three voices?
Would you like to do one again?
Yeah.
Which one? What is your strongest so far?
The middle one, the Madonna of Strength.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think I've read a lot and I also more resonate with it a little more than the others.
And for me, it's very important that you beat your hand.
Right.
I can see that you're feeling it like
that. Right.
And one day you won't have to do it, but you do it now.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking, nobody cares. But you get the feeling, you see, it comes like that through the body. So which one would you like to do first?
Maybe we repeat the third one?
I agree.
Because I think this is the least read and least practiced.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do that. And we can start with the voice itself. I don't want to put too much on you.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Savitri, I am thy secret soul.
Yeah, I'll just drink a little of water.
Yes, please.
O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. Okay, let me restart. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down to the wounded, desolate earth to heal her pangs and lull her heart to rest and lay her head upon the mother's lap, that she may dream of God and know His peace and draw the harmony of higher spheres into the rhythm of earth's rude troubled days. I show to her the figures of bright gods and bring strength and solace to her struggling life. High things that now are only words and forms, I reveal to her in the body of their power. I am peace that steals into man's war-worn breast. Amid the reign of hell, his acts create a hostel where heaven's messenger can lodge. I am charity with the kindly hands that bless. I am silence mid the noisy tramp of life. I am knowledge pouring on her cosmic map. In the anomalies of the human heart, where good and evil are close bedfellows, and light is by darkness dogged at every step, where his largest knowledge is an ignorance. I am the power that labors towards the best and works for God and looks up towards the heights. I make even sin and error stepping stones, and all experience a long march towards light. Out of the inconscient, I build consciousness and lead through death to reach immortal life. Many are God's forms by which He grows in man. They stamp His thoughts and deeds with divinity, uplift the stature of the human clay, or slowly transmute it into heaven's gold. He is the good for which men fight and die. He is the war of right with tightened wrong. He is freedom rising deathless from her pyre, He is valor, guarding still the desperate pass, or lone and erect on the shattered barricade, or a sentinel in the dangerous echoing night. He is the crown of the martyr burned in flame, and the glad resignation of the saint, and courage indifferent to the wounds of time, and the hero's might wrestling with death and fate. He is wisdom incarnate on a glorious throne, and the calm autocracy of the sage's rule. He is the high and solitary thought, aloof above the ignorant multitude. He is the prophet's voice, the sight of the seer. He is beauty, nectar of the passionate soul. He is the truth by which spirit lives.
The Spirit.
He is the truth by which the spirit lives. He is the riches of the spiritual vast, poured out in healing streams on indigent life. He is eternity, lured from hour to hour. He is infinity in a little space. He is immortality in the arms of death. These powers I am, and at my call they come. Thus slowly I lift man's soul nearer the light. But human mind clings to its ignorance, and to its littleness the human heart, and to its right to grieve the earthly life. Only when eternity takes time by the hand, only when infinity weds the finite's thought, can men be free.
Can man.
Okay.
If you underline it, you'll remember it.
Yes. Only when eternity takes time by the hand, only when infinity weds the finite's thought, can man be free from himself and live with God. I bring meanwhile the gods upon the earth. I bring back hope to the despairing heart. I give peace to the humble and the great. I shed my shed my grace on the foolish and the wise. I shall save earth if earth consents to be saved. Then love shall at last unwounded tread earth's soil. Man's mind shall admit the sovereignty of truth. Sovereignty.
Yes.
Sovereignty of truth. And body bear the immense descent of God.
Much better reading. Much better the second time. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Because it has to be living for you.
Right. And
It has to be living.
yeah.
And for so many, it's just words, not for you any longer. You had a good beginning, but it was nothing like this now. Good work, Sahana.
Thank you.
We went through 1 hour.